Call to order the regular council meeting for the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lindock, and Raglan, this 8th day of July 2026 at 7 p.m. As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of this council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. We're extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Okay, roll call. Councillor Banks.
Yes.
Councillor Caulfield. Here. Councillor Keller.
Here.
Councillor Quad. Okay.
Okay, Mayor, before the adoption of the agenda, I would like to bring something in close, please, about two identifiable people. It has to do with the fire department.
Okay. Okay, so can we deal with that?
Will we add it to the motion? Can you adopt the agenda? I would see.
Okay. We'll do it in our adopt resolution to adopt the agenda for the closed meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have a resolution for the adoption of the agenda for the regular meeting that we, the council for the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lindock, and Raglan, adopt the agenda as amended to remove item 9.1 Twin Music Festivals and to add 4 items under closed session regarding personal matters about identifiable individuals. Could I get a mover for that, please?
I can move.
Moved by Councillor Caulfield, seconded by Councillor Keller. Is this?
That's amendment.
Okay. So any comments or questions on this agenda?
No.
Resolution. Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest with anything on the agenda tonight for anyone?
Yes, I do.
I mean,
Under new business, item 11.3.
Okay. Okay, so my address. During the month of June, I attended 2 county councils meetings, 2 land division committee meetings. I did my the Rockathon. It was a fun afternoon. And I attended the seniors lunch on was it the 30th, the last Tuesday of June anyway, and presented the Senior of the Year award to Ellen Musclo. She was so surprised. Like I was reading and about what, saying about this person, and they're all sitting there and looking, and I said, so I'd like to call Ellen Musclo to come forward. Well, the look on her face. So she was really,
Is there backup power on it?
they had a generator to back it up.
That's why I didn't depend on no power.
Yeah,
I come home for it and there's no hydro somebody again.
yeah. Well, no, it went ahead.
Okay.
So, and other than that, the county is taking a break for July. And so we'll see what transpires this month. Clerk's report. She hasn't got any. Delegations and presentations. So we have a delegation regarding John and Lynn Madigan, and the spokesperson is Carrie Bain. So if you want to come forward to the chair. The hot seat.
Everything's a hot seat today. Hi, I'm Carrie. I haven't been before a Brudenell Lindock Raglan Council meeting for 30 some years, back when it was Brudenell and Lindock. So
Wow, I might have been there then.
maybe, yeah. I'd like to say I've been a surveyor in 2 centuries. True. And it certainly feels like it sometimes. So I'm here on behalf of John and Lynn Madigan. And I understand this came before council previously, and I don't know anything about that. I was going to watch the YouTube, and I thought, no, it's probably better if I just don't, and we'll start with a fresh slate. And John, apparently, according to John, it was not a good understanding of what he was trying to put forward. So I hope I can clear that up a little bit this evening and answer any questions after that. Excuse me. So his main idea is to exchange roads for the shore road allowance. That's the general gist of it. Part 7 and part 11 on that plan are actual. We know they're township roads. Everybody knows they're township roads. But in the land registry or the land title system, it's titles based, and if there's not a deed for it, then they don't recognize that it is a road. So currently, ownership of those pieces is vested in John and Lynn in the two different pieces. That's one of the downfalls of the land title system, that it doesn't recognize things like that. But it's been Renfrew County has been 30 years now. They were one of the first counties. They were the first county to adopt the land title system, and there's been no progress at all on making any inroads on getting them to recognize roads. So that is part of the problem. Now, generally, when we would survey a road, we would go to the back of the ditch, whatever occupied width the road actually is, and call that the road, make it a part on our plan. In this case, John has asked us to go a little wider on that and make the parts 7 and 11 as a 20-meter or 66-foot wide road, with the idea that generally that's what municipalities want, is a 66-foot wide road. And in addition to that, we've got a few little pieces going up further to the north along the shore road allowance, that those parts represent places where the shore road is, or the actual road is offset in the shore road allowance. And those pieces represent being another 33 feet from the center line of the road. So that would give the municipality a nice 66-foot wide road all the way down through the property owned by Lynn and John. They can't deal with anything else further down with it's still Madigan territory there, but that's out of their reach. So what his idea is to deed to the municipality those two parts in the full extent of the 66 feet, and all the other pieces up there, right up to part 14, I believe, is the last. And that would give the municipality a road 66 feet from center line of the road all the way through. And we put excuse me, a couple additional parts on there that probably we shouldn't have at this point, part 15 and 16. That's something that John wanted to have transferred to the King family, who own the property just to the north of that. And logically, it doesn't, if John owns anything down in there, it doesn't do him any good. And if he could work with that and transfer to the King family, then that would be great. But we just don't want to confuse things at this point. So let's just put those aside for the time present. Parts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9 represent the portions of the shore road allowance that John would like to have closed and exchange for the actual traveled roads. And there was some concern about kayakers or people using the waterfront maybe not having access, but in fact, there is close to 2 kilometers of access right beside the traveled road, excuse me, all the way down through there. We look down here at part 4 on our plan. There's a hydro and a bell submarine cables come up out of the river, cross over, and attach to a pole line that runs all the way along adjacent to the road there. So Hydro and or Bell would like to no doubt have an easement over that single piece there, and I've set it at a standard width that both of those utilities would be satisfied with. And of course, as part of the shore closing process, Hydro would and Bell probably would be circulated to and have a chance to comment on that. So that gets us that far. Now let's throw something else in there. John would, once this is all cleared up, if we can come to an agreement on that, he would like to relocate the road, and we show that as a proposed road diversion there. So we met with Jordan out there just at the beginning of blackfly season and walked through there, and there is a very nice ridge that would make a good spot for a road to be diverted. And John would like to do that. And in exchange for that, close up the, it's funny to open it and then close it again for part 11, but legally that would be the only way to do it. The municipality would accept it and then turn around and close it after that, at which time John would deed the new road to the municipality, and that would be constructed entirely at his own expense with input from Jordan, and with regard to culverts and sight lines and anything else that you would like to throw in there. So I think that's probably it in a nutshell. Anybody confused? Questions?
I think we were a little unsure of exactly all of the shorelines that he was wanting to get. So I think that makes it a little bit clearer. There's just one issue up at the very top with part, I guess it would be 16. The part of the road allowance leading to water.
Right.
We don't close shorelines allowances leading to water.
I know it's much more difficult to do. You have to get M&R
Yeah,
F involved in everything. And as I said, we'll
just leave that one.
If I had white out here, I would just white that out
Yeah,
and take it right off there.
yeah,
And that we knew that would be probably a little bit of a contentious thing. And
Yeah.
again, John doesn't care one way or the other. He was just trying to do it. Everybody down there is related, as you probably
Yeah.
know. So he was trying to do a little something for the King family who owned the cottage
Mhm.
right next door to that. So consider that as disappeared. And
Does anyone from council have any questions or comments?
Well, we're only talking about 15 and 16 so far, so
Yeah,
I'm fine with that off the table, so let's move down to,
Yeah,
let's move down to, I guess it's 11, right?
Yeah.
Is the next.
9.
9, sorry.
9 and 11. Well, there's all that piece
Yeah.
14 down.
yeah, so part 9 would be one of the pieces. Yeah.
Yeah,
Part 11, that's the existing road, right, Jordan?
say 11?
Is it-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the existing.
That's the existing.
So what I'm a little confused with part 14s and 13s, those little sections. Are those on the road right now, or are those?
Part 14 and 13
Yeah.
and 12
Yeah,
are all owned by Lynn in this case, because they're all on her lot 33.
so the road is actually on that yellow right now?
I don't have a colored copy here. The curvy line over there represents 33 feet from the center line of the travel road.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So by needing that piece there to the municipality, that would give you a road that is 33 feet
Right.
from there. And of course, that is the full width of the
And that 33 feet kind of takes you to the shoreline road allowance as it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So the shore road allowance would become
the road.
Yeah,
wider.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Because the shore road is 66 feet.
yeah.
And along there,
6 feet plus that, yeah.
yeah, plus there's no flooding or anything to eat up any of the the portion of shore road allowance. When you get up above the Palmer Dam, then that's another issue up there, but
Yeah.
it doesn't apply on
It was just kind of that clarified.
this piece. And part 8 is the same idea there. Part 8 would be 33 feet from the center line of the traveled road. So if we do come to some agreement to do this and relocate the road, that's sort of in the future.
Yeah,
I think John would probably like to extend part 9 up to match the to where the new road would cut across.
I see.
Yeah, so it just would extend his frontage up through there.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's critical or not, but it
No.
would seem like a logical step to.
So if that happened, he'd have a lot more valuable piece of property right there.
At
Yeah,
that point.
Yep. That's acknowledged. For sure. Yeah, part 10 would now be
Yeah,
much bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know what the area is on part 10. I can't read it on there, but you would probably, I don't know if that would qualify for a building permit or,
Probably not.
yeah, time you get septic and everything in there. What's on there now, if you're not familiar, that belonged to Joan Marie Potvin at one time,
Yeah.
and she had a little 24-foot mobile home, and she built a roof over it.
Yeah.
So that was her cottage.
Yeah.
So
So what's council's feeling on this?
Well, I think the last time we talked about it, we weren't talking about moving the road.
Yeah.
Parallel.
Yeah,
We were leaving things the way they were and looking at the shore routes in front of town.
well, then there's the part 5 too.
yeah,
Part 5 and
Yeah, I was just looking at one piece at a time. Cause I can only see one section at a time.
Yeah.
yeah.
So time to scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's hard to look, I'm looking at it here too.
Yeah.
It's not easy to look,
No.
you can't see it all at once. either.
No, yeah.
So the original road now is part 11.
yes,
Yep, the original road is part
Yep.
11. Okay. Then we talked about giving away 9, right?
yes,
The way it was,
yes,
part 11 stays where it is.
Yeah.
And we talked about shore roads, part 9.
yeah,
But not with moving the roadway.
no,
No,
that's what we had.
and that's I kind of think part of the proposal now, the diversion of the road request would come at a later date. So,
And then there was part 5 too.
yes,
that would be the neatest way
yeah,
to do it.
yeah,
It's too much
yeah,
going on right here now.
exactly, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the other section was part, where John's
Part 5,
part 5 for part 7.
yeah.
And 1, I guess.
So I was reading John's letter. And he was looking for some kind of monetary contribution from the municipality for the transfer of the road and the survey. And I think at the last meeting, we had decided against that too.
Mhm.
But we probably could do it a land exchange for the shoreline and all of those pieces at his cost.
And when we talk about all the pieces, we're only talking about leaving part 7 the way it is, we're talking about part 5, right?
Okay, just let me go back there.
Just to be real clear on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part,
Yeah,
part,
Very clear on what we're talking about.
part 2. Part 3. and Part 5.
Yeah, part 2, 3, 4, and 5 would represent the shore road allowance there.
yeah.
Well, John left that. He left this piece out here because he wasn't sure whether the municipality would want to keep that because it's got the hydro lines through it, but
I'm,
generally, I don't think you would want to keep that.
no,
That would give
I'm thinking that
LPS.
probably it could be transferred to him with the right of way for Hydro and Bell, because it chops up that shoreline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If we kept that, that wouldn't be,
Well, if you keep that, you have to keep 2 and 3.
yes,
Yeah.
Keep it,
exactly.
then you keep 2 and 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if an arrangement could be made with Hydro that he would give them access over, like give them a right of way there.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think we would have an issue with that because it doesn't really affect us.
So the existing road is part 7 already, right?
Parts,
I believe so.
7, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there is, like, as I mentioned, that hydro utility lines that run all the way down through there,
Yeah.
but hydro, they're special. They consider that they have an easement in perpetuity
Yeah.
for their pole lines, even though they probably don't, but no one
Well-
wants to argue with hydro.
Yeah,
So that part 4 represents where the 2 submarine cables come up out of the river, go up, take a little bend, and then go to a pole,
Yeah.
and then they're overhead after that. So that's generally what hydro would require, is that
Yeah.
they don't have an easement for that, but they
Yeah.
think that they have an easement for the actual pole line that runs down to the Madigan farm.
Yeah.
so that one is part 2, 3, and 5. And then there's part 9.
Which is up.
And part 15 and 16 is ours, so,
It's up.
and we're going to leave it like that. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you looking again?
Parts 15 and 16 up at the very top.
Concession.
Yeah,
The
well, that's,
concession.
that stays the
Yeah.
same. number.
Yeah. Yeah,
So before we did anything further with this plan, those 2 would
yeah,
just disappear off there.
yeah. Okay.
Anyone else?
We have to look at part 9, part 11. Right.
Part 11?
That's one of the yellow ones.
This is existing road.
Yeah.
So that stays
Oh.
the same, and we're talking.
We'll get a deed for that, yeah,
Transferring that, right?
yes,
Yes.
in exchange.
I think it's kind of like he has in his very first page with his proposal, the bottom paragraph is, I think what we're saying is. We take all the yellow parts 1, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, proposer gets 2, 3, 5, and 9, and 15, 16 is off the table, so I think that's what I'm hearing.
So I think he's looking for us to make a deal though. Because he's paying for the survey and all of that.
Mhm.
Um, the expenses for Shoreline Road Labs are the advertising,
Legal costs.
legal costs. And then there's the $5 fee. Pardon?
The video.
Yeah. So. Do you know offhand how much advertising is?
Very simply get that.
Or the total? Yeah, okay. And if we knew how many lineal feet those. Like. We can't tell, I guess, on like part 9 and part 5, 2 and 3.
9 is 63 meters.
So 263 meters.
Times that, 503.
781 tons. That's $3,500. That's for one part, yeah. So. Would it be fair to say that he does the survey, he's all the legal costs? We waive the $5 and absorb the advertising in exchange? Would that be fair, or is?
I would think it would be fair. What did you say the advertising was?
In between 400 and 500.
400 or 500?
But the one piece of land. That part 5 is like $3,500, so then we go up to part 9.
Just 263 meters, right? Is that 263 meters?
Yeah,
Oh, that one,
That was.
okay, so then part
3.
5, 2, 3, and 5
Yeah.
would be how much? It probably is around the same.
I would think, yeah.
So we're looking at 7,000, we're probably looking at $8,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is your charge per lineal foot in
$5.
$5?
Yeah.
Land is getting more valuable.
Well, let's do this one at $5 and then put it up to what
Yeah.
Mad Valley charges, which is I think 14 now.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were 9 forever.
Where?
Madawaska Valley.
Really?
Yeah. Just you didn't hear that from. Dang, everything goes on the internet.
But definitely, we're not interested in relocating.
At this time.
We may not be here much longer.
That's true. Yeah. There's something else to say.
And that's sort of why John would like to
Yeah.
get at least an agreement in
Yep.
place while this council sits,
Yeah.
so we don't have to turn around
Yeah. Go through the same.
in
thing.
November or January, and
Yeah.
it's maybe the same faces here again. Who knows? But
Well, this space won't be in this chair,
are you going to move down here?
maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm, if they elect me. I don't know what council's feeling is on that. I know that isn't what we talked about at the last meeting, but it is tidying up something that's very messy at this point.
Yeah.
I know if it was like a road like the Letterkenny Road or that's a really highly traveled, we'd be so excited to get that. But this isn't a high traffic area, but it's still a road.
Hmm. It's basically a road to nowhere.
Yeah. So I don't know what council's feeling is on that, like, I don't know what the survey would cost him, but it's not going to be cheap. But we would expect him to pay all the legal costs. Like, that's his, I mean, when it comes to the agreement and the bylaw and that, he can probably prepare it for what we want, and then we would have our lawyer check it at our.
Yeah, I don't have any power on John's behalf to to negotiate anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to
Yeah.
to explain things
Yeah.
as best I can. So I'll leave that to you
Okay,
to do that. And John's a pretty easygoing guy, and he's not hurting. I think everybody acknowledges that. John will acknowledge that. And but again, nobody likes to spend money on that they don't have to. So
well, he's gaining a lot by getting that shoreline.
Yeah.
And if he had to pay for it, it would be costly for him also.
not as costly as $14 a foot.
No.
Gee, we may have to rethink this.
Yeah.
Something
I
that
think
really
if you
needs.
just build it over it while it's showing.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, like there was a lot of uncertainty with the information we had the last time. To me, there was. I don't know about the rest of council.
Yeah, it's a lot to digest. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is better.
It's pretty well what we discussed, what we determined today is pretty well what we discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Did someone come and make a presentation, or was
No, it
No,
was
we
just
that was the
information.
road.
okay? Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unless anybody has any questions,
Yeah.
I'm going to go for it.
Thank you.
Air conditioning here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You.
So do we want to discuss this further now, or do we want to have John come in and talk to him at a meeting? Because right now we're still not. Because if you look at his letter, tried to print it today and my printer is from this computer won't work.
I don't think I'm personally interested in eating any cost for it. I'm not.
Well, I'm not neither.
I can decide that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it should be.
My vote will get,
Yeah,
my vote will be no if there's cost on it.
yeah, no, I believe too. It's something
You didn't initiate.
we didn't
this.
initiate.
Yeah,
So
since he wants it, so.
yeah,
Okay. Well, that's,
like I have no problem with, with what he's proposing, minus 15, 16. But all the costs should be.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I agree.
Yeah, that's what we talked about before, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, still in agreement.
Okay. So if he wants the, we're willing to close the shoreline if he applies for it
Mhm.
and pays the costs. That's what you're saying.
Mhm.
Yeah, we talked about closing on 2, 3, 5, and 9, right?
Mhm. So if he wants it though, he's gotta apply for it and pay for all the costs.
Less the $5 a lineal foot,
Well,
or is
that's
he
what,
paying for the footage as well?
So no, are we gonna waive the fees for what we would normally charge for that?
I wouldn't.
Or are we charging for the advertising and the $5, right? It's $5 a foot.
You got $5 a foot, you got your legal fees, and you got your advertising.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it'll be-
so you're looking at, for the legal fees and the advertising, you're probably looking at what? $1,500 plus.
Yeah, approximately 7,500 maybe, so.
But you could waive the $5 lineal foot in exchange for a road right away, because you have that authority under the municipal act to exchange shoreline for road allowance behind it. Because what you could, like, we can say that we are happy to do the property exchange with no fees attached. But he's got to pay the legal fees and the advertising. We could do that too.
Mhm.
We waived the $9,000. Yes, right.
For land. And if he gives us the land, like, he's paying for the survey, he's paying all that cost.
So right now, part 11 is not surveyed or deeded to the some part of the road.
Where's part? No, where he wanted to give the new road?
No, part of
The
the
existing
part
road.
11.
Part 11.
Pardon?
No, it's not needed to the town.
Neither is the second.
No, part 7 we would get,
Yeah.
So,
part 8,
you get, we're
11.
part 11,
11 is 11.
and
The
12,
little pieces,
14.
kind of whatever. The main part of the road, 11 is not deeded to us right now for the.
No,
No,
and neither is 7.
And others.
And 13.
So
but is any of the road deeded to us?
Is what?
So,
Parts and pieces of it, like most of our roads are forced,
Yeah.
but there are parts and pieces that are deeded.
When we get
right
it,
at King's Cottages, you know, where he wanted,
That 14 or 15 and
the
16.
concession,
Mhm.
so that cottage right before that. Apparently, so I was told this, I think Norman Lance was the reason. So I was talking to Jimmy Curtis. So the old road years ago used to go around that cottage,
yeah,
along the river.
That's right.
So they put the road right through Kings's property.
Mhm.
I guess for sure, I don't know what the deal was.
yeah,
That was deeded to
Oh, okay.
Norman, I guess got that one,
Yeah.
because it wasn't at that time.
Yeah.
I guess it.
well, see, as property changes hands and things happen, we get bits and pieces of our roads when
Yeah.
they're doing a property transfer, and somebody wants it tidied
Yeah.
up. So slowly and surely we're getting bits and pieces, but I mean, most of our roads are not
No.
deeded.
But as far as Jimmy can remember from Kings on, where
Yeah.
the rest of us all is
Of course.
always been the road.
Okay.
They might have widened out one corner just past that monument, that Ryan one.
Yeah.
He said it was a real sharp corner,
Yeah.
so they had cut it off a little bit.
But that's would be probably included in here, right?
But he thought that's like at least 50 years.
Generally, anything that has been built or extended to prior to January 1st, 2003 is considered forced.
Yeah.
It is maintained and looked after by the municipality.
But you only
Any
have
liability that is incurred on that road would also be the municipality.
Yeah, and it goes from ditch to ditch.
Basically.
And in the case of no ditch, the width of the traveled portion.
Yeah, wheel tracks.
Yeah. So then. None of it really matters.
Not really.
Nothing changes.
No. Nothing really changes, and I guess you could say we're out $7,000.
Yes, or we take what, you sell it. And because it doesn't change anything for us
No,
at all. Having little bits and pieces,
no. Sections.
yeah, the road is still there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, he says that they would sue him. Well, I think they're going to sue the municipality, not him.
It's a municipal-
And if, yeah, I mean, he's not gonna have any liability.
So then we're back to what we discussed before,
Basically from our last meeting.
that we,
Yeah,
they pay, they fly, they pay,
yeah,
and we'll transfer the parts we talked about.
Yeah. I think that's where we're.
If he applies for it
Mhm,
and pays for it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in agreement, we just still flying back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still think it's a fair deal,
I think so, yeah.
honestly.
Well,
If I own one, I would consider it a deal.
So then he doesn't have to worry about transferring us all that property.
We're already using. The
Yeah.
roads there.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Eaton Township Road.
Yeah. Yeah, because we went through the same thing there with Hines Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, it's,
so our resolution from the last meeting still applies. Right?
Yes. Because we didn't identify parts 15 and 16 on it, I don't think.
quick look at that.
I've received parts 8, 12, 13, and 14. And then he would be requesting 3, 5, and 9 from the shoreline,
So
so
we can
the
choose
carts
that.
are different, so we would have to pass them in as a.
Yeah, we have to change that. We'll have to receive those parts, even when we got, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we would receive them if he wants to give them to us. We're not gonna tell him no, but we're not paying any money.
That's right.
There is a new resolution in there. Which you have.
So the resolution reads that Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lindau, and Raglan hereby agrees to accept parts 14, 13, 12, 11, 8, and 7 from John and Lynn Madigan at no cost to the township in exchange for the shoreline road allowance, parts 2, 3, 5, and 9, where all associated costs, including the land fees, to be borne by the Madigans.
And land fees refer to that. Yeah. the
Yeah.
Application.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So can I get a mover for that?
Okay.
Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Okay. We have a resolution for the adoption of minutes. That we, the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lindau, and Raglan, hereby adopt the minutes of the regular council meeting of June 3rd, 2026, and the special meeting of June 17th, 2026, as presented. Could I get a mover for that, please?
I can.
Moved by Councillor Capel, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments, questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
No.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Operations Manager Staff report, we have a resolution. The Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan award tender PW 2026-1 to Boncher Excavating Inc. for hot mix asphalt in the amount of $360,188.75 plus HST. And can I get a mover for that? Counselor Topel, Counselor Cal.
I'm surprised that it only went up by $10.
Yeah, I was surprised at that too.
So
Yeah.
That seemed pretty reasonable.
if
Very much so. We did plan for an increase. And I planned on 130 a ton. So we're just over that a little bit, and that would equate to roughly $10,000 over my expectation. However, I did also include some extra material in that that we can pull back as well. So
I'm just
Yeah.
surprised that only 10.
yeah,
Honestly,
it's-
that's really good to see.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm assuming they have some AC reserve from last
Probably.
season that they're able to offer at a lower cost. And we may end up seeing a bigger increase next year. It's hard to say.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. But it's in a nutshell, we advertised, we invited 5 different companies to bid as well. 2 have responded, being BEI and Greenwood Paving. Both coming back very close, very close to one another. So that was our 2 prices.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
info.
on that size of an expenditure to be, that's really
It's very
close.
close. So. Council, have any questions?
Nope.
Perfect.
Okay, could I call for the vote then? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, none, the motion is carried. We have another resolution that Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan direct the operations manager to seek proposals for the replacement of the complete heating and cooling system for the BLR Community Center and Arena. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Capel. And do you have a staff report?
Do so. So we've had a bit of a hectic week last week with the heat and some events at the community center. We come to find that our AC unit had stopped working. We were able to contact the contractor to come and have a look. And they diagnosed that the compressor is shot. That unit, being the age of it, is a different coolant in it, refrigerant in it, and parts are not available for that particular model any further, so it would require a full replacement. That being said, as you see in my report, last fall we had to have a TSSA inspection done on the furnace as well. Being an oil furnace, it's done every 5 years. They basically said that the furnace does not meet the new codes as well, and that it would need to be replaced, and we should be planning for a replacement. Also coupled with the age of it, it is coming time for it to be replaced anyway. And this was something that we were going to start looking at in this coming budget. And start planning on replacement, seeing how we kind of had that 5-year window. But now with the AC going down as well, I think it only makes sense if we're going to replace the AC, that we might as well do the furnace and the whole unit in one shot, right? So it's I don't have that off the top of my head.
It's the hall.
Just the hall, kitchen, and the back and foyer area. Yeah, it's not the complete ice surface. No. Right now it's a 5-ton unit right now, so it's a fairly decent sized unit. Yeah. We do have some reserves that we can bank on this if council's interested in pursuing this project this year. I did give you some options, and we can wait, we can pursue it this year. You know, we can wait till next year and budget for it and do the whole thing then, but we'll be without air conditioning, and we do have a number of events over the summer yet. It's
Are you looking at, is it, heat pump and heat pump and?
I'm thinking that is probably the way that we would go. I would put it out for a proposal from the contractor to propose us the best solution, but I would think that's the way we would go. Yeah,
They'll come back with.
I would think so.
Is propane furnace,
Yeah.
using that as your.
Your backup once your heat
Air-
pump and
Yeah.
your air exchanger, yeah.
And then the heat pump
Yeah.
gives you the,
Yeah,
you know, the 3 seasons kind of.
basically, yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure. So,
Sensibly the most efficient, you know.
yeah. So that being said, we're kind of estimating it $25,000. We're not exactly sure on that. It was just kind of some numbers that we quickly crunched without getting proposals back and knowing exactly what we're going to need and what it's going to take.
I would think you're pretty close.
It's got to be close.
Yeah.
I have a similar solution. 3.5, 3 to 3.5 ton
Mhm.
propane furnace, so 15
Yeah,
with removal, right?
with removal. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So remove the old stuff in.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, add a few more tons and
Yeah,
you'll probably get in that range.
that's kind of a ballpark, I would say. So. Anyway, that's council's thoughts on this. You can make the decision on whether we pursue it or he just wants to go ahead and get some pricing and some options and
Definitely need to get some. time.
see where things go from here. And then it's,
You have the events to do, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
how quickly someone can help you out.
yeah, I'm not sure what the timelines would look like.
Yeah.
well, I think we have to act on it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we do have that money in the recreation reserve. That's a reserve from the Shoreline Road Allowance sales. So
nope, that's a
No.
separate. Yeah.
this is a separate.
This is, we've been saving the last few years. We've been putting some money in
Oh,
reserves for
okay. I
recreation.
thought that was
Yeah, no, this is a separate line. Yeah,
Well,
but
I
there
mean-
is still the shoreline as well.
yeah, because that's there too, to be used
And you-
for this type of thing.
You're a doctor.
Yeah, all the ductwork's in place already. Yeah, so it'd be just a matter of replacing the unit itself.
Yeah.
It's good.
Because I mean, if we have it rented, we've got to,
Yeah, that's to be comfortable.
So you get some guys to come use, this is, yeah. So the solutions they have.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll throw an RFP together and we'll see what we can come back with.
yeah,
I'm not guaranteeing it'll be ready for the next meeting, but see where it goes. You never know. We might be able to scratch something out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Get a few people, like, if you at least get 3 quotes. You might not wanna wait for
No.
until September to do it.
To do it,
installation if
yeah.
you're-
yeah,
If we can get it done sooner, we
Yeah.
don't have to have a quick little meeting to.
Especially-
move things forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, some events.
yeah,
no,
Okay.
because, I
well,
mean, the facility's there and
Yeah.
we have it booked. We've got to,
It's, if we
Yeah.
can find something that can do the work, you should get
Yeah.
it really quick and
Yeah.
so you can move forward.
we will work on something and get it out as quick as possible.
okay,
All right, thanks.
You know, you guys just get value and that you can set it quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's a big one. Okay, so now, right? Okay. I'll call for the vote then. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, none, the motion is carried. Hey,
9-3 looks good.
fire chief.
It's at 9-3 looks good. Is that 9-3 right? Yeah.
That the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel and Lindog accept the fire chief's report as information only. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Quad. Okay, Mr. Fire Chief.
All right, so as per our budgeting this year, we did include for a UTV for fire department access into some remote locations across the municipality. Obviously, the municipality of our size and geography, it's we have a lot of bush to cover, and it makes it very difficult at times for our crews to be able to respond quickly. So this year we were able to budget for that, and we ended up going through the canoe procurement program and the Polaris government and defense sector. Polaris is one of the only off-road vehicle manufacturers that's listed under the procurement program. So we went with that, and we were able to use a local dealer to obtain the machine. And I'm happy to say that it is here. It's not on our soil yet, but I will probably pick it up tomorrow. So, so it's great. We have that, and just in time for to finish up our wildland season and get us into the winter months. We were very, very lucky to receive a donation as well towards this project for a set of tracks for the machine.
Yeah, I was in the office today and Lana cornered me about it. She's got the check. She just wants to know when we want it.
So there'll be more information to come on that one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll make another announcement on that. So it's
Yeah.
exciting news. So with that addition, we are able then to use the machine for our winter months with the Skidoo trails and whatnot through the municipality now as well. It's a tool that we are able to use to respond to those types of incidents. So
Yeah, you don't know when you have emergencies.
no, and
How
right
do you-
now as it is, it's dependent upon our own personal equipment. So there's a number of calls that we've used our own personal stuff on, and this will eliminate the liability and the risks associated with that. We don't, but that's our next fundraising adventure. We're gonna expand and look at a trailer.
Where are you gonna store this?
I'm putting it in Quadville at the station there. That's generally most of our off-road calls come in that area with all the crown land and whatnot in that area. So that's our plan for now. So, and it's easily accessible from one end of the municipality or the other from there. So nothing saying we can't drive it on a roadway. So it's still usable. So.
Be nice to see the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, I was hoping to have it here tonight that we could have showcased it, maybe had a picture with council, but we'll work out that for the next meeting. It's our next road trip. Now we can expand into Crown Land road trip. And again, just staff and the firefighters would wish to extend their appreciation to council for the continued support that we've received over the last number of years and the upgrades we're able to make. And I think our residents are going to see a better quality of service because of that. So thank you to everyone. Yeah.
Thanks for the work that the fire department does.
Yes, because even if you, yeah, and even you get a medical emergency that you can't access with a vehicle. I mean, yes, the county has equipment, but if it's here, you're much closer.
Yeah. No, it's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll call for the vote then. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed, none. The motion is carried. Correspondence, we have a motion that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan hereby accept the correspondence as circulated. Could I get a motion for that, please? Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Quad. Okay, so everybody has looked at it. Is there anything anyone wants pulled?
Yeah, support for this sustainable public funding for the public health units. That was one I had down.
Which one?
Billy's with 1016. Investing
Yeah,
6 million, super free a lot of repairs.
but that's just
Well,
information.
that's information, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you look at the draft forest management plan?
I did not.
I read through some, but. It needs more reading.
They had a deadline for comments is the end of the month.
Yeah. Yeah.
so, Is there any scuttlebutt at the county about that at all?
Not that I've heard.
I seen the 10.5 and the Eon Cellgap project monthly update. I see.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like they're making good headway on the progress.
I think all our towers are in operation by the look of it.
That's what I see on my town.
No, there's one that isn't yet. I think. I can't remember which one.
Oh, all the ones I read.
Well, maybe I was looking at the wrong one.
They're supposed to be all in service. That's good.
Driving around the city working.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
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 You have to be on Rogers Path service right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm on Bell and I do pretty good, but I think,
Like, at home, you're okay, you're.
well, yeah, I've had it there before these towers,
Yeah.
but, I'm thinking of going and switching to Rogers
Yeah.
now.
but
Like
most
we-
of it here, they're all, Highway 28, Little Ireland Road, Letterkenny and Lost Nation, Hines, Chute, Quadville, Oscar Bame, Rochford, and Gorman Lake. All in service.
I know when they put the lights on the one at Derrick's first, when I was coming across by where Tom O'Brien's was, you can see the light and you think, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lots of service now.
Well, we've had our internet with Rogers for quite a while at home.
Yeah, you were in the area that was serviced in Plymouth.
Yeah.
You were always off the map in our.
Yes. Yeah, I know. So what is it, 10-2? Okay,
Tend to mention. I'd like to see proposal 10.8. Modernizing Ontario's invasive plants rules, protect taxpayers, miscellaneous agriculture. I think that's our next. It already is a big expense to some municipalities, invasive species.
there's two on that one.
Yeah, I think it's the same one, actually.
It's the same thing, yeah, there's,
And
cause I was
17.
10-7 and 10-8.
No mistake.
Eh?
No mistake.
Well, no, that's okay. No worries.
And 8 is the originating motion.
Yeah.
Okay. The other, so that's the one. And then there's 10-17 too. Was looking at 10-15. Like the Algonquin Trail is maintained and funded by the county. And I think this is because of probably dirt bikes
Sounds.
and the noise and they're ripping the. So it's really causing a lot more maintenance
Mhm.
expense. Which comes out of our
Taxes.
county requisition. We probably should support that one. Because it could eventually come to snowmobile trails and any, like 4-season trails. Okay, any more?
I don't know what everybody thinks about 10.7.
10-7.
Bill on the Salmon Plant to Protect Ontario Act, it basically,
Yeah, I looked at that
about the
one.
MFIPA, how,
Yeah.
premier and ministers are exempt from freedom of information.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm all about accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one is good. I read through that one.
yeah, that's really putting a damper on transparency and accountability. And I mean, it's been so long getting clear transparency.
Yeah.
Maybe a little one off that, you know.
No. No,
No.
because that's everybody's biggest issue with governments is, you know, the covering up.
The access to information.
Yeah. Okay. I'll call up the vote then. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. Motion is carried. Okay, we have a resolution for consent. That we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan approve the land severance applications B 021/26, 1, B 22/2026 2, and B 23/2026 3 from Elizabeth Nauman, I guess, for the purpose of the consent application as attached, provided that all the conditions as listed in the County of Renfrew Planning Report and that all conditions as identified by the operations manager, fire chief, and building official are met. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Caulfield. Okay, everybody has looked at the severances. Any issues? No.
No, it's-
I'll call for the vote then. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. And we have another one. That we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan, approve the land severance applications B 041/26 from James and Connie Roski for the purpose of creating a right-of-way as attached, provided that all the conditions as listed in the County of Renfrew Planning Report and that all conditions as identified by the operations manager, fire chief, and building official are met. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Caulfield, seconded by Councillor Quad. Any comments or questions?
No.
Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. And we are going to the OFC to amend the Peterson Pathfinders Agreement. We have a resolution. The Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan hereby directs staff to send a proposed draft agreement to the municipal solicitor for comment. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions? Okay, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. Motion is carried. We have a draft parking bylaw resolution that Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan here accept the draft parking bylaw without any changes and direct staff to bring the bylaw back for passing with the other requested bylaws in regards to enforcement. Could you get a mover for that, please?
So for the bylaw, Jordan, you're gonna.
We need a mover.
We need a mover second.
Okay,
Okay, moved by Councillor Caulfield, seconded by Councillor Quad. Okay. Any comments, questions?
Yeah. You need the signage, so you're gonna put all the signage up in the areas that will be.
We would identify the areas that would require it and then have to put signage up, yeah.
That's the only thing that I thought.
Yeah.
When I was looking at it, you just have to make sure everything's signed and we're all set.
For sure.
People,
For sure.
people can see the signage.
Any other questions or comments?
Just one minor wording change, possibly section 11. 1101, it says, the one line just says without the express written consent to do so from the chief administration officer.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed, none, the motion is carried. BLR resolution, province to reconsider mineral pit reserve buffer. As part of the provincial policy statement, we have a resolution, whereas lower tier municipalities are governed by the Ontario government and legislation, but have little say over changes. And whereas in, I don't know, what's the year it changed? We don't have a year in it.
I know in my research, I couldn't break down the year to see when that.
Provincial policy statement changed the aggregate buffer from 150 meters to 300 meters. And whereas this decision has reduced area in which rural municipalities may create development. And whereas residents that own property with mineral aggregate have seen opportunities disappear for severance potentials. And whereas the province has more area available for aggregate potential than private property and should review potential areas on Crown land. And whereas the province should be responsible for verifying possible mineral deposits more accurately before implementing such large buffers. And whereas the province has not updated mapping since the 1960s and should begin a new review. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lyndoch, and Raglan endorse this resolution and share with the Premier of Ontario, Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, MPP, the Minister of Natural Resources, the County of Renfrew, and all Ontario municipalities. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions?
So this was just something, I know I sat with staff and we kind of come up with, I kind of took all the concerns that I heard from residents during our meetings.
Yep.
You know, doing some of the research, it may not go far. I don't expect it to.
Well,
Just because the province considers mineral aggregate such a valuable resource, but at least, you know, we can tell our taxpayers that this is.
well,
what we kind of
mhm. and
Represent.
I can understand their
Oh, I can too.
their
Frustration.
concerns. I mean, it's really curbs some of the plans they would like to do, so. Okay, so I'll call for the vote then. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, we've got some letters of support from our last meeting. Be it resolved that the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lyndoch, and Raglan support the Township of Springwater's resolution regarding Provincial Bill 100, Better Regional Governance Act 2026 is attached. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, MPP, Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the County of Renfrew, and all municipalities in Ontario. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Another resolution from our last meeting. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brudenell, Lyndoch, and Raglan support the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus's resolution regarding a call to return to property assessment cycle as attached, and further that this resolution be forwarded to the Premier of Ontario, Minister of Finance, EOWC members of Provincial Parliament, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, the Ontario Big City Mayors, the Western Ontario Wardens Caucus, the Mayors and Regional Chairs of Ontario, the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and all municipalities in Ontario. Could I get a mover for that, please?
I can move.
Councillor Caulfield, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Letter of support. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lyndoch, and Raglan support City of Richmond Hills resolution regarding integrated living and participation model for adults with developmental disabilities as attached. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to the Minister for Seniors and Accessibility, Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, Minister of Long-Term Care, Association of Municipalities and all municipalities in Ontario. And we have another one. Oh, do we? Okay. Could I get a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. We have a letter of support for sustainable provincial grant funding for fire services. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lyndoch, and Raglan support the town of Plimpton, Wyoming's resolution regarding support for sustainable provincial grant funding for fire services in Ontario as attached. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to the Premier of Ontario, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Minister of Infrastructure, Minister of the Solicitor General, Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke MPP and MP, Rural Ontario Municipal Association, Association of Municipalities, Ontario Volunteer Firefighters Association, Ontario Professional Firefighters Association, Ontario Association for Fire Chiefs, Renfrew County Fire Chiefs Association, and all municipalities in Ontario. Could I get a mover, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. We have a resolution to support Ontario's deposit return system closures. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lyndoch, and Raglan support the Township of Madawaska Valley's resolution regarding Ontario's deposit return system closures as attached. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to the Premier of Ontario, Minister of Finance, Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, MPP, Association of Municipalities, and Renfrew County Municipalities. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Kaufel, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried.
Native.
Great.
That we, the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lyndoch, and Raglan, accept the year-to-date budget variance and the monthly expenses summary as presented. Could get a mover for that, please. Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Banks. So everybody's had a chance to review that. Any comments or questions? Everything looks to be in line.
On track.
Yeah,
We're good last time.
yeah,
Sounds pretty good.
yeah. Because that's to the end of June. That's half a year.
Mhm.
That's good. Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. We have a bylaw for Boundary Road maintenance, that we, the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lyndoch, and Raglan hereby adopts bylaw 2026-34, being a bylaw authorizing the entering into an execution of a boundary road agreement between the Corporation of the Township of Madawaska Valley and the Corporation of the Township of Brunel, Lyndoch, and Raglan, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions? Is this the same as it has been in previous years?
This is new, but
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
it's things aren't going to change. And this is just solidifying everything and
Oh,
putting it on
okay,
paper. So this has been worked on for a number of years. It hasn't really gone anywhere. And over the winter and up until now, we were able to work with MV to get this in place. So
okay. That's good.
yeah, for sure.
It makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it lays out the responsibilities of each municipality, when, what times of year and
Yeah.
what roads and.
Because we have several, we got one up in, it's Carl Mayo look after that
So
one.
we have Carlo Mayo on the Burnt Bridge end of things here at the Haas Road and the stuff, and
One up in
but we
Cumberland.
also deal with Craigmont as well for winter
Yeah.
maintenance with them too. So
And then we have
there's a
one
number
at
of different
this
things. We
summer.
have we have with Addington Islands for our one road, Ruby Mine. Our next goal is to work with KHR to solidify something very similar to this with them
Okay,
for our boundary roads out there. So
okay,
I shouldn't say everything's going to be the same. There's one minor change that you will see in this is winter maintenance for Jewelville Road. The entirety will be looked after by MV. So in the past, we did a portion, they did a portion. We've agreed upon that they would look after the whole thing. That's the only change.
mhm, okay. So I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, none. The motion is carried. We have another resolution for the township comprehensive zoning bylaw. That we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brudenell, Lyndoch and Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2026-36, being a bylaw to regulate the use of land and the character, location, and use of buildings and structures in the township of Brudenell, Lyndoch and Raglan, having been read first, second, and third time, and finally passed. Could I get a mover, please? I can move. Moved by Councillor Caulfield, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions?
Like map one, I couldn't find Brudenell.
Yeah,
Map one actually shows
Lynn-
Quadville in that,
yeah, it's.
and then map 2 and 3 is both Raglan.
Yeah,
I couldn't find Brudenell at all.
yeah,
Yeah, I looked in that too, and it was,
yeah, I found that too.
and I was gonna go back to it, and then I didn't.
That's strange.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I looked to see where I lived and it's not there. So it's the wrong map.
It's just the wrong attachments on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you'll correct that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
No,
Well, this is our new zoning bylaw then. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. We have a waste site management bylaw that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brudenell, Lyndoch and Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2026-36, being a bylaw to repeal bylaw number 2016-30, and to enact a bylaw to establish, maintain, and regulate a system for the disposal of municipal waste, recyclables, and other refuse, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Could I get a mover for that, please? Okay, moved by Councillor Caulfield, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions?
Just one, I believe, typo. When it come down to miscellaneous tipping fees, very last page. Large dumpster. It's just a typo, but.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If we can get that.
That's all, okay, though?
Yeah.
I had Troy had a conversation with me at the dump last week. He's concerned about being able to watch everything at the dump with this.
Mhm.
Like right now, he's busy down at the recycling. He's not always up. And if he's got to collect money, how is he going to be everywhere?
No.
So are we gaining anything by hiring another person? I mean, everybody takes garbage to the dump. Why wouldn't we just fund the bag garbage? I mean, when they come in with truckloads and trailer loads and all of that stuff, yes, tipping fees, but because if we're going to have to hire another full-time person at the dump, are we gaining anything?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
No. And everybody takes garbage
Mhm.
bags. Could we not just cover it under the tax rate?
Yeah.
I thought about that a lot.
Regardless of tipping fees, I think Troy's problems could be solved by changing the way we flow our traffic through the sites. And I've looked at a number of different waste sites and attended a few of them just to see how their operations run. And pretty well all of them have an attendant shack right at the entrance.
Yep.
Yeah,
You come in,
Yeah.
you stop.
yeah,
The attendant does a circle around your vehicle,
Yeah.
counts the number of bags. You have recycling, you have C&D, you have waste.
Yeah.
He will then direct that resident to where they need to go.
Yeah.
You will dispose of that here, that'll be disposed of over here. That's gonna cost you this much. You can give me the cash now. On your way
Yeah.
out, you pick up your receipt.
Yeah.
That is generally how the others work.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
a few of them work like that.
And
With
that
some
would-
changes to
that-
site layouts and the way we do our business, I think would mitigate
Yeah.
some headaches for Troy.
I think so too.
That would make a big difference because the way it is now,
Yeah.
it's not going to work with one person.
I agree.
And even lots of the sites, and they're not that much bigger, but a little bit bigger, they do have that model, but there's two people on the site. They have the model where the guy's meeting everybody and doing the organizing, and they have a person out in the yard helping people that might need help,
Yeah.
but they're just not quite sure.
Yeah,
And there is, like when I went on Friday, there was a lot of people there and I had to wait. Well, actually, there was a guy in front of me and we had to wait until it cleared out up at the
Yeah.
top to be able to go up. And the one guy that was ahead of me, by then Troy had to go down below and he opened up his car and he says, I don't know where all this stuff goes. Like he had a bag of a bubble wrap. I said, well, that goes in the recycle, because he didn't know what the new rules were. Because all he had was recycling. So it's kind of, I don't know. But if you did it at the entry, then that guy could have asked him where all that.
He could have got the
stuff went.
proper direction right
Yeah,
before he entered the site.
yeah. And then I can see you charging but I don't know how you're going to do it the way with what we have there now.
No, you have to change the way if the doctors, you have to have a person meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that model, it works well, I'm
Yeah.
used to that from living around
Yeah.
there, they have
That's-
that, I like it. And they had room for people to line up and the dump road, I'm not sure what it's like at Palm Rapids, do you have much room there?
Yeah.
There's
I
no-
think the Raglan site would be one of the better sites for that type of layout. Brudenell could get congested pretty quick with the highway, it's such a short driveway, but we
There's
could,
room inside the gate.
we could make some changes
Yeah.
inside possibly too
Mhm.
to route traffic different ways too,
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
And I mean, when you look at this section, like bagged waste for disposal, like there has to be a transparent bag and you can have a privacy bag, 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. I mean,
That's a big bag.
That doesn't happen. Everybody's garbage is in a white bag or something in a clear bag, and that's what's going into the site. And it's not making sense. Because I take mine to the dump. I have a white garbage bag in my pail now. That goes into a clear bag. And it goes to the dump, and the clear bag is thrown into the waste.
Through the mayor, at that point, it becomes a management issue with the waste site attendant.
Okay. So then we've got issues. And I don't agree with the 1 by 1. Because I know when we had my mom and the incontinence and those, you get,
It's not enough.
it's not enough, and you can't refuse people with, you know, a bag like that. So it's an invasion of privacy. I think that part I do not like.
Council's direction.
Yeah, I know, I've had pointing at you.
I think it's probably at the wayside attendant's discretion to roll in someone's situation, that's.
But I
They
mean,
don't know what the situation.
they
is.
don't,
No,
and you don't want to tell them.
No.
So I think we have some work to do before we can enact this.
So what are you proposing?
I don't know. We either have to
Couple
decide
things we've talked about, either changing the layout of.
the waste site,
The waste sites, how they flow, or we talked about
hiring,
needing 2 people for sure.
yeah,
And or eating the cost of their, you're saying just. Take that cost, right, and not hire a second person.
yeah.
To manage that. Because you have to start taking money and stuff at the time, there's no time for
Yeah.
looking after anything, you gotta try to find, you need 2 people.
So what is council's thought then?
You'd have to widen the entrance at the quad dump probably then, so. It's not quite enough for the flow in and out. There's lots of land there, I mean,
Not for that model type, no, it would
No.
have to,
there's my
some
suggestion.
changes.
Put the road on the, there's lots of land there to do it.
No.
Where you don't hire the second person and.
You don't charge $2 a bag. I mean, the tipping fees for loads,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we all take garbage to the dump. We all pay taxes. Why can't it be included in our taxes? We could set a maximum. Say 2 bags. And after that, you've got to pay a tipping fee. We could do
That
that.
again turns back to the waste site attendant of having to count bags. If he's got to count bags, he might as well collect money.
Yeah. Okay,
I don't think there's no municipality without a bag tag.
And in fact, most municipalities,
The bags and the bag size, we can pay for anything, it's for their taxes, so you have 2 bags per week.
Right.
did you have waste side curb pickup or did you have to take it to the site?
We had to pick up and at the site. So if you went to the site just with 1 bag or 2 bags, we're still. If you took the time to drive out.
and they just did that in Ottawa too, where they were doing a max of 3 bags in a pickup. But with the recycling now, you don't need all of that garbage.
I think one of my concerns about not charging a bag tag fee is you're gonna find less recycling and everything's going in the garbage because it's free anyway, so nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
And we do have an expansion to be thinking about in the next upcoming years.
You know, maybe Troy should be in on the discussions, cause he may have better ideas. too.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
about that too. He should maybe come to a meeting and give his concerns to
His opinion,
council,
yeah.
not me.
Or even simply submit. Write his concerns down, and all of council's aware of them. I know sometimes it's kind of, if you give him a little bit of time to. To bring his concerns, at least it's not all in 20 minutes, at least if you give him a week to do it, or 2 weeks. To give him his concerns, he's gonna have time to compile them for us, so.
Yeah.
The biggest concern that he talked to me about was actually taking money.
Yeah,
He doesn't have time to take money
No,
and help people organize where they put their
Yeah.
stuff. He can't do both.
no, he can't be,
And I agree, if you're gonna take money, put 2 people at the dump site. Collect the money and put 2 people there.
you won't collect enough money to pay the second person.
so what's,
Wouldn't like,
Oh, you'll be like,
He'd be the one to ask, he's the one that's
Yeah.
there, and all the sites on that, the volume.
yeah, I just know from him talking to me, but the same thing, talking
Yeah.
to him, he said, I spoke to that and come talk to me, and I said, no, I agree. If you have to try and organize and collect money,
yeah,
you
you need 2
can,
people at the site.
yeah,
You need one person kind of, you know, at the bottom, where you kind of organize it at when you're entering, you collect your money, point. And then the other person is helping.
Yeah.
Helping organize the site, and, you know, if people aren't quite sure. He's the person, you know, because that's the way it is at other sites.
yeah.
They're busier sites for sure, but I mean. There's always 2 people and the big site like you have at Brood Mill, the second person there is often at other sites. They're running the compactor at the same time, and you have a lot of garbage coming in, they're burying and packing it with the machine and. Making sure people are putting the wood that can be chipped or the brush that can be in the right places. And it works well, that model works well. I don't know if we can recover the cost if the model works. well.
yeah,
You'll have an organized site
yeah,
and you'll collect your money,
yeah,
wherever you collect.
yeah.
But it'll be organized.
Keep in mind, those are a lot bigger municipalities.
Yeah, larger, place that, it's definitely larger, but, actually.
Well, our dumps are busy though too. You go
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Right.
summer months are your main months.
Yeah, because it's boxes.
Yeah, in the summer. Like I don't think I hardly ever go to the dump that I can just drive up and stop and take my garbage out. There's always people there. Yeah,
Yeah, because if I can't make it to the dump on Saturday, I'd take one up to Quadville,
yeah.
you know.
Well, and if I'm coming here on a Tuesday morning or a Thursday afternoon, I bring mine to Palmer. So I don't have to make a special trip to Quadville on Friday. So, I mean,
The only time I make a special trip out to Brood Mill is when I have a trailer and I got all kinds of junk and everything else and. But, you know, most of us know where that stuff goes,
yeah,
like the steel goes with the steel and your wood goes with the wood and.
but a lot of,
Pretty self-explanatory with the signage that's there
That's
as
right.
well, but
but a lot of
there's still
people,
some confusion.
But I can't see, that's what I can't understand, how there can be confusion when it says, hey, your steel goes here, your wood goes there. You know, unless you can't read.
but a lot of people don't realize that there's so much more being recycled now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this guy had a big mesh bag of bubble wrap. And he didn't know if he could recycle it or if he get the landfill.
Yeah.
So you still have people mixed up over what goes, what you can recycle.
So with the 3 sites, is that like 8 hours in each site? So is it 24 hours?
Would you're variable, different hours at different sites throughout the week, right? They're not all 8-hour shifts, but it works out to 40 hours at the end of the week.
No, but I mean, if you had a second person, would it be like a half person to 1,200 hours? Not 2080, is it, is it 1040? Is it a half a person? You look at it like that and then look at the math that way and see.
Well,
You gotta do the math that way, but I'm still thinking we probably would only recover. If we did value, you'd recover half of the cost if we had a 10, say you had 10. Instead of 2080 at 1040, so half a year, half a year's worth of hours.
You could look at just summertime too.
Yeah,
Wintertime, you wouldn't need the second
yeah,
potential.
possibly. With the model where you check in as you come in. And you just flow through
on your own
the
pace.
so if you had somebody, say from May till Thanksgiving,
Then you drop your hours point from 1040 to 520. So then you probably would you'd probably recover.
Yeah.
You recover your cost.
okay, so it
Then you do
sounds,
post-
so it sounds like we're looking at changing the entrance flow and hiring a part-time person for.
It'll take you a bit of time to organize that stuff.
Yeah, so we couldn't-
Be an
You
overnight.
can't implement that right away until Jordan gets.
Yeah, so we can't start at August 1st.
The plan was to start it September 1st.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
don't even know. Don't have time to do that with all your construction stuff all summer, did it?
Not at this point, no.
No. You couldn't start looking at.
I would say for next
Mhm.
summer,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
So May 1st.
And this would get us into a new budget
Yeah.
and plan for the additional and the
Changes
changes.
enough time to look at the sites and see what rework you have to do to get it organized, and the time frame it would take to get set up. It's probably a fair goal to shoot for. You could accomplish that for next.
Oh, for next summer, yeah. Okay.
So, okay, so we could say pass the bylaw with the bag tag being effective May 1st of 2027.
I would table the bylaw
Okay,
until we're ready.
Yeah.
At the table.
okay.
Cause really, Jordan has to do the study and find
Yeah.
out, look at all that,
Mhm.
and figure those things out. Once he has the study put together, he can put a timeline in place, with Jordan's timeline.
Yeah.
And maybe you have a transition period where you do one side at a time and different sites, you don't do it all at the same time, maybe. One side at a time, about every other month, you're kicking off another site. With the flow, because it's gonna take some time to.
But you have to make the $2 a bag fee effective for everybody at one time.
I just don't see having it, well, maybe you can, depending on how it works. Maybe you can have them all set up and then you implement the tag once you've got the site all set up.
Yeah,
So once all the sites are set up, then you
Just-
find a date to start up,
yeah,
yep. And then there'll be a little bit of signage that you'll have at the double finish guiding people with arrows sort of.
yeah.
Finish go a little bit.
A little bit of public
Once you get
education.
used to the flow,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of stuff happens at
Oh.
once people get used to the flow, then it's not
Yeah.
that complicated, it works well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know even now, like, he's changed the recycling in Quadville to have the plastic on this side and the paper on this side. Even that is better.
It just, there's different
Yeah.
ways to go with that.
Okay, so then is that council's feeling to not approve this bylaw at this point?
We'll just table it to.
Table it, yeah.
Table it for now. until we
Yeah.
get it sorted out and-
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to do some sorting out, like, make it work better.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to do anything. Okay, we have another bylaw that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2026-37, being a bylaw to designate authority to the clerk treasurer during the lame duck restrictions of council following nomination day, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any comments or questions? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yep.
Opposed? None. Motion is carried. And the Joint Compliance Audit Committee, we have a resolution that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2026-38, being a bylaw to appoint a compliance audit committee and to adopt the terms of reference for the Joint Compliance Audit Committee, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Quad, seconded by
I can.
Councillor Caulfield. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yep.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. Okay, we have a resolution that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan, go into closed session pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001, Section 239, Sub 2, for the purpose of two items under subsection D, labor relations or employee negotiations, and one item under, oh,
We had two and we never two.
okay, so section 239. For the purpose of four items under subsection D, labor relations or employee negotiations, and one item under subsection B, personal matters about an identifiable individual. Right?
2 items under subsection D and 4 items under subsection B.
Okay. Okay. I'll call for a mover. Moved by Councillor Keller, seconded by Councillor Fott. Any comments or questions? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Yes. Opposed? None. The motion is carried. I'm good to go. Okay, the council comes out of the close at 9:30 p.m. Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Caulfield. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Welcome back to our public meeting. In closed session, council received information regarding 2 items regarding employee negotiations and 4 items regarding identifiable individuals. We have a resolution that council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan hereby direct the clerk treasurer to proceed with direction given in close. Could I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Keller. Any comments or questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion is carried. We have a resolution that we, the council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindock and Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2026-39, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the July 8th, 2026 regular meeting of council, having been read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by Councillor Keller. Okay, I'll call for the vote on that. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? None. The motion is carried. We have a resolution to adjourn that this meeting adjourns at 9:32 p.m. Moved by Councillor Banks, seconded by,
We should do that one.
seconded by Councillor Caulfield. Okay.